Yes, that's good. So, yeah, let's start then. My name is Monesh Venkul. I'm working as a full stack web developer, and my hobbies are like interacting with students, teaching to them these kind of things. But less about me and more about the session. Today's session is going to be how to implement logic in code. This was a dilemma which happens for every programmer when he's starting his career. One second. So yeah, where did we stop? So yeah, this was a doubt that happens for every programmer when they're starting their careers or when they are learning, when they learned Python and for example they learned JavaScript and they went to an interview, and if the interviewer asked them a question, they suddenly couldn't write the code for it because it happens for various reasons that we are going to discuss today. And some of the reasons will be like, and we are starting this session that I'm keeping in mind, you already know a little bit of coding. I hope that you know coding, like you just know aware what coding is and what are the languages we have, how to code and all that basic stuff, adding to numbers and all. So I hope you are familiar with that kind of stuff. And keeping that in mind, there are like many ways to improve logic in programming, and this session is going to be like, I'm not going to read all the things that are present here. These was prepared by me, but I'm not going to read. We'll be having some interactive kind of sessions like for example, I'll show you a website here, and this website you will not be able to find in any material or kind of thing. From based on my experience, I fetched out these websites for you just to show you and make you understand more better. For example, this is a website called Data Structure Visualizations. What we do in this website is like when you click on stack array implementation, you can visually see what happens in the backend, how it pushes your numbers into the stack and how it pops out. You can see all that. So we are going to visualize the things here, and we are going to see how each and everything works, how to implement logic. And after the theoretical part getting over, I will be explaining you like around 3 questions. We'll be solving it, and after that there will be a quiz. That is what the roadmap of this session is going to be. I hope you understood. Someone is asking me for this URL. I'll give you. I'll give to everyone. Yeah, there you go. Make use of this link, open it, and make a bookmark of it. So because this, you will not get this type of links anywhere. So please do that. And yeah. So this is a Word document I prepared, but again, I'm telling you, I'm not going to read each one of the line here, and I'm not going to bore you. I know I came from your edge, so let's talk about the important points and just move on. If you want, I'll give this Word document to you, and you can read it by yourself. I'll just talk about the important points and the theoretical points that are really important for this session. And someone has asked in the chat how long this session is going to be. This session is going to be 2 hours long. So yeah, the first thing is like think to solve. Whenever this is a very generalized way of saying, whenever you get a question right, a programming question, don't try to code it in the first place. When you get a programming question, don't open your compilers or your online compilers and start coding. Don't do that. First, you need to think of many ways on how to solve the problem. For example, take a book and pen. That was the best thing, which every programmer does. Even programmers who are in very higher stages, like in Google or Amazon, even they do that. Even I have a book on my desk that I use for writing logics and all. Keep a book for that, and with a pen, note down a pseudocode or a flowchart and how you're going to solve that problem. Take time, because in coding world, even if you get a job and all, time matters, but it is not the only constraint that you have to face. Take two scenarios. You take 6 months of time and you write a code that does not have any bugs, that does not break at any part of time. So that coding is much better than the code you write in 2 months and have a lot of bugs. Ultimately, the code that you took time and you write without bugs is much more greater than the code with bugs. So take time, try to solve the problem in a different ways with pen and paper, and break the problem into smaller parts if you feel it is a big problem, and then start solving it by using pseudocode or flowchart. I hope that you already know pseudocode and flowchart. So try to solve the problem in that manner. Next is practice. Again, this is a generalized thing. Practice, 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 practice every day, because it happened to me also. Even after learning a programming language, and after maybe 15 days or 20 days after you learning the programming language, you may forget the smaller basic stuff of your programming language that you learn. Because this programming language, this for loops, while loops, data structures, these all are like building blocks of your programming career. If the basic stuff is good, if the basic stuff is very strong, then your complete programming life will be better. Consider like building your building your coding problem like constructing a building. If the basic stuff of the building, like cement, mixture of cement and sand, the blueprint, if they're good, the building will last for years to come. It will last for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. In the same way, if your basic stuff of your programming knowledge is good, if it is strong, then you will be automatically you'll become a good programmer in the longer run. So you have to always look for that. So always practice, and there are a lot of websites for practice. Even AlmaBetter also gives you a lot of questions to practice. If you have any difficulty in finding websites or questions to practice, you can contact me after the session anytime. If I'm free and if I'm able to see your message, I'll definitely try to give you some practice questions or some practice websites. I'm zooming in because some are feeling difficulty in seeing. So yeah, this should be good, I think so. Next is learn about data structures. I told, right? The basic stuff, the programming language and data structures should be at most, it should be learned by heart. These are your ABCD in your programming. You have to learn data structures to be a good programmer. And the best way to learn data structures is in internet and AlmaBetter. And the best way to visualize it is here. These all are data structures you can find in any programming language. And these are the basics, and these are recursion, indexing, sorting. I hope some of you may already know some of these data structures. If not, it's not a problem. There is still a lot of time. You can learn it, but don't try to learn all the data structures. If you go to internet and type data structures, Wikipedia has all the data structures in the world. It lists out all data structures. If you see here, these are all data structures that you can learn in any programming language. But learning all this data structure doesn't make any sense to you, because we will not be using all the data structures in everyday life. We will be using only some of the data structures. And those some of the data structures are what that are mentioned here. Maybe some of you are still learning, or you're doing your BTech or something. And there may be questions on your breadth search or your this is the shortest path. For answering those kind of questions, you can make use of this website. I'll show you how it works. For example, take something called factorial. This is a factorial basic question. And if you want a factorial of 4, give 4 and type on factorial. You can visually see how the internal coding works. You can adjust the animation speed. You can adjust the width and height. You can change the canvas size. You can do a lot of things, and the answer will be 24. So that is how you will be able to see visually what happens in every data structure. This is a great website to visualizing them, and please do make use of it. Data structures you have to know. if there is a session for that, I'll try to handle it. I'll be giving a lot of things about data structures. I know a lot of resources for that. So you can make use of this data structures. And there are a lot of chat coming. I'll just see the chat now. Does learning data structures in one language has more benefit than learning in some there? No, learning data structure in any language does not matter, because data structure is a concept based. You have to learn the concept, and you, based on that concept, you can write that algorithm in any language you like. I suggest you to learn this in JavaScript. So someone is asking for the link again. I'm going to give you. No worries. So, yep. And next, moving on. Play games. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of resources on games, actually. Don't think that why is this talking about games in coding. Actually, games and coding is pretty much linked. I will tell you now why. Sadaf is asking to zoom in. I'm so sorry, Sadaf. I'm zooming in. Yeah, good. I think it's good now. So play games like play chess or I'll give you some resources now. Play chess, logical games, puzzle games, because it helps you to think. It helps you to think in different forms of media. It helps you to think in different ways to come up with a solution for a problem. So at least try to play 1 hour every day. That is like a brain exercise only. Don't play games that are arcade or action. Those, I'm not recommending those type of games. Try to play puzzle games as much as possible, because it lets you to think. It's let you to think in different ways. And I will give you some resources for coding games, because I had a lot of fun learning programming languages while playing games. So I will suggest you the same thing. For example, we have a website called Coding Game. I still remember some resources and I'll give you. Don't worry. This is a website called Coding Games and Programmers. In this website, what you do is you just create a login, you create an account in it, and then what happens is you will learn gaming, like you will play games using coding. For example, if you see here on the right screen, you will be coding on the right hand side, and whatever the code you have written, right, that will reflect on the left hand side, and they will give you hints. They will tell you how to code and all. So you can play games while coding. That's a cool thing, right? Even when I come to know, it really blew my mind. But you can play games using your own code. So try to go to this website and check. And the other website I'm going to give you is like, this website you'll not find in internet so easily. So if you can take a note or write it somewhere, or else I'll try to give it in chat also for you. And next is, and next important website is like CSS Diner. Wait, let me give you. Yeah. In this roadmap, in the current curriculum of AlmaBetter, you will be coming across something called CSS. CSS you have to know, so that you will be building websites with styles and all. So for learning CSS, when you come to that era, when you learn CSS, try to make use of these websites. There are total 32 levels in it, and by writing the code, you have to, for example, here we have to select the plates. You have to write code for selecting the plates, and you will move to the next level. So in this way, you can come to know more and more about CSS. And there are a lot of chat coming in. I'm just going to see the chat now. Can you please zoom in? Yeah, I zoomed in. I'm sorry for that, Sadaf. Can you please tell me any 3 reliable and most popular web hosting sites? One is most probably GitHub if you are using for a static websites. Before telling, I have to tell everyone what he is asking the question. Azharuddin is asking me, like, he's asking me any 3 websites that host websites. For example, you will be creating your websites, right? He's asking you where to host them, means where to keep that websites in internet, so that everyone will be able to look at it, where everyone will be able to access your websites. So there are some websites that host your web pages. There's something like GitHub pages and your Heroku.com and the WordPress. These are like some of the websites that host your websites, so you can make use of them. If you search in internet web hosting sites, there will be a lot of web hosts, so you can see them. If you're using a static websites are websites that only show, but they don't interact much. They don't have database kind of thingy, so they're called static websites. So for that kind of websites, GitHub pages, there's something called GitHub pages. We'll talk about GitHub also. For example, this website is also a GitHub page website. I'll talk about GitHub because I have written in this document about GitHub, so I'll talk about it. So next, someone is saying like try Netlify. Yeah, Netlify also you can try as a result. How to build logics as a non-coder. I'll talk for if you are a non-coder, Anmol, and if you don't know coding much, I suggest you to start writing your solutions in pseudocode or flowchart, because pseudocode and flowchart does not require any coding language. So I suggest you to find solutions using pseudocode and flowchart. I suggest that. After building flowcharts and because building flowcharts and pseudocode is the 80% of the work. After you building pseudocode and flowchart, the 20% of the work is just coding, because after you know what to do, coding becomes very easy. So I suggest that. And next is Saurabh is asking, how did you find such sites? Based on my experience, when I am learning, I use it to search for these kind of websites to learn more and more. So by that, I come to know this kind of websites. But I'll share all the websites that I know. Maybe not all, because I know a lot of them. At least few I will be sharing in this session. CSS code website link. Yeah, definitely I will give you. I need you all to access this and learn it. After once you read CSS, right, please do make use of this website. I'll still give you websites that are fascinating. There's something called Flexbox also, I'll give you now. And what type of data structure relevant and need to focus on. There is no one particular data structure you need to focus. You need to focus on all these data structures. All these data structures help you in the longer run. But yeah, in the whatever present in this website, right, learning them will be enough for your complete life. Actually, if you for your complete life, in your complete coding life, learning all this will be enough. It takes time, but have patience. For each day learn one data structure, so that would be enough. Next is popular and reliable web hosting. Yeah, you can use, I used Heroku at that time because it was free. It lets you host up to 3 websites. So I used Heroku. Now you can use Azure or Google Pages, something as that. You can use. Can you please provide the link for this website? Maybe, I don't know. I'm sharing the website links, but I think some of you are not able to get it. I don't know why. But maybe at the end of the session, I'll try to give you all the links again. And yeah, someone is asking, is that AlmaBetter full stack course is good to survey in IT industries? Yes, absolutely. Like I have seen AlmaBetter curriculum, it gives you more than what you need, because it even focuses on blockchain and all. So I think it's more than enough for you to survey in any IT industry. Not only survey, maybe you'll be, you'll be going to a bigger profession also. And Navdeep is asking like, sir, are you sharing your screen? Oh my God, are you guys not able to see my screen? You're able to see, right? You're able to see this data structure visualization, right? Oh God, thank God. I thought I'm not sharing the screen because till now I was talking and I was confused. Okay, next website. Yep, Navdeep, please do rejoin once. Next website is like Flexbox. Because since I know that since you all are starting your careers right now in full stack, that is why I'm giving all these kind of websites. And after giving the websites, I'll move on, because this is all theoretical part, and these websites will help you more than the theory, I suppose. Because even if I talk a lot of theory now, after having your lunch and having a good sleep, you may forget some of the things that I tell you now. But these websites will be with you until you have if you bookmarked it. Until you have your Gmail, it will be with you, right? So that's why I'm giving this. And this is called Flexbox Froggy. This has 24 levels, and Flexbox is a CSS feature. After learning CSS, you'll come to know about Flexbox. Flexbox is nothing but placing the elements in the right order where you want to be. So Yeah, someone, Saurabh, our friend Saurabh has already completed all the level exams. And someone is suggesting other website. I will also open that website also. It is called Grid Garden. Yeah, I have also used this. You can also use Grid Garden. Grid Garden is used for CSS grids. Don't get confused right now. Just bookmark all these websites. And after you getting to know about Flexbox and grids and all, you can learn about all these things. Just keep it in mind. Do a bookmark and just keep it like that. There's something called Flexbox Defense also. Whatever I remember, I'm trying to give you, because I need you to learn all these things. This is another website called Flexbox Defense. It does the same thing. You will be writing code and it will be changing here. The same thing. And yeah, fast pace it. And next, another website. Someone asked me, right? If I'm a non-programmer, how to do coding, sir, like that. So for you, I don't know who asked that question. Let me go top and see, because this website is particularly for that guy. Can you message me again in the chat? Like someone asked me for non-programmers how to write logic. I don't know your name, but yeah, Sadaf, it's you. So Sadaf and Anmol, yeah. So if you are a non-programmer, if you don't know programming at all, if you are very new to programming and if you don't know about variables, if you don't know about for loops, while loops, this is the best website for you to start. Trust me, this is the best website. Go to Scratch. There is a software also. Download it in your system. Scratch uses something like building blocks. It uses building blocks to write the logic. So you can go to the Scratch website. If I click on images here, you can see it looks like this. You will be using this building blocks. You will be connecting all that to create a scenario, or to create a game, or to create a puzzle. Using this building blocks, you can write that. This creating building blocks is the best way for you to learn logic, for you to understand logic without using code. Yeah, let's continue then. Yeah, I'm talking about the Scratch, right? This is the best website that I can give you, and hope you can all see my screen also. You're able to see my screen, right? Yes. Okay. Thanks for that. And yeah, next going on. If you still have any websites to share with us, you can feel free to share websites with us in the chat or somewhere, so that other students can also make use of it. And there are also gaming for gaming websites for SQL, learning SQL and all those things. But giving you it right now will be will be somewhat advanced. So at later time, I will definitely give you those kind of websites also. And next, going for here, we have seen now playing games and learn programming paradigms. Programming paradigms is nothing but your object-oriented programming, your dynamic programming, your different types of types of programming like brute force. These are all a kind of programming paradigms. You will come across object-oriented and all in the coming curriculum. So at that time, if I take the session, I'll talk more about it. You have to learn programming paradigms because they are like blueprint of programming, and you will code easily using those paradigms. So next is like look at other people's code. This is one of the most important thing in your programming life. There is a website called GitHub. Some of you may already come across it, and some of you may not know. I will open this website. So this is my GitHub website. GitHub is nothing but it is a place where you will keep your code. You will showcase your code. You will showcase what you want, what you have done to the outside world. Here you will not be showcasing your websites, but your code. Here is all my code that I have written from past few years. But if you even you have to follow this kind of thing, because you have to create a GitHub account, and I suggest you that you create your GitHub account and push all the code that you have written into this GitHub. I think you already know GitHub. If you do not know GitHub, there may be a session and I'll take it. So try to push your code into GitHub, and if someone recruiter or anyone asks you what is the code you have written, please show. Like you just give this GitHub link to him. He will understand what kind of developer you are, what you develop, what are technologies used, and everything he comes to know using this one GitHub profile. So make use of this. There is a lot of chat coming in. Just let me see the chat. Thanks for understanding. You all are saying no problem. Thanks for that. And sir, any website for data structure? Data structure, there's no one particular website that I can give you. For if you're talking about coding, if you're talking about coding, learn coding in data structures, AlmaBetter gives you that. You can go for Geeks and that kind of website. Java T Point is also a good website. And for visualizing your data structure, this is the best website. Yeah, those are the websites that I can suggest you, Gurushesh. Anmol is asking like CSS framework. Bootstrap or Tailwind, they're equally good. Everyone uses both, but based on your kind of interest, if you're into Tailwind, use Tailwind. If you're into Bootstrap, use Bootstrap. So it's up to you. So Echo is asking, audio is lagging. Oh my God, is my audio lagging? If it is lagging, I'll see from my side. If it is good for all, then you have to once check Alessandro. If it is lagging for everyone, I'll try to fix it from my side. Great profile, thanks. And Lead Code is also a good website. You can go to Lead Code, but Lead Code is for practicing what you know. Lead Code is another good website. You can learn programming and you can write programming here. This is also another good website to practice and all. Is it good to learn DSA with JavaScript compared to C++ and Java? Yes, it is good to learn data structures with JavaScript. Even when I started to learn JavaScript, I don't know about data structures much, and I have learned the data structures using JavaScript only. Yeah, learning DSA with JavaScript is equally good. Where is the last session recording available? I don't know about session recordings and all, so I can't talk about it. GitHub is the only website to store your code, Vidal. Yes, GitHub, it does a lot of things other than storing. You can do projects in it and you can come together. There are pipelines and all, but mainly it is used for storing your code. That is the main purpose and why they created GitHub, to store your code. And you can also host your code in it. I'll show you in maybe another session. There's something called GitHub Pages. You can make use of that. I'll show you. I should wait till I'm able to do more complex codes on GitHub, right? Because if I don't post advanced course in HR, will think I'm a fresher with low skills. No, that's not a problem, Doma Bhutia. So that's not a problem. Even if you're starting, if you see my repository and if you see my coding from Hello World, I started this from Hello World. Hello World programs also will be there in my repository. It's not a problem. They will understand that you're trying. Because uploading no code at all is worse than uploading some code. At least try to upload some of any code that you have written, because at least they'll come to know, okay, this guy is trying, he's trying to learn, he's trying to code, he's trying to learn new technologies. It gives a good, it gives you a good mark in the interviewer's mind. Maybe when at the time of going for interview, at that time you will be obviously you'll be writing some advanced code and you will be pushing it in GitHub. But from now on, whatever the code you have written, no matter how small it is, push it to GitHub. That is what my suggestion is. Audio is good. Thanks for that. You learned DSA with JavaScript. Yes, I have learned complete means in the starting and beginning, I learned it with Java, but my complete data structures, I have learned it with JavaScript only. Yes, we can also save it in private repository. That's also possible, but others won't be able to see it. But for now, since you're not working in any company, you use a public repositories only. Sadaf, you asked me a question like which website is best for lead, which website is best? Is it Lead Code? Again, I'm telling you, there is nothing called best website in the world. because some people may like lead code, some people may not like lead code. It based on our interpretation towards the code and programming world. For some people, they may like Geeks for Geeks. For some people, they may like Java Tip. For some people, they may like lead code. For some people, they may like Hacker. And there are different kinds of websites. So what I suggest you to is explore them all, and what suits you best, you decide and you make use of it. Because if I tell you lead code, and if you go there and if you open it and if you start coding, and if you did not like it, again you'll scold me back. So it depends on person to person, because some of my colleagues don't like lead code, they use other websites, and some of my other friends likes lead code. It depends. So our friend Anmol has given another link for visualizing data structures. This is another great website for you to learn data structures. Please do make use of it. Even I am new to this website. I have never used it, but thanks for Anmol. Everyone bookmark this also. I think by just looking at it, I can tell it's a great website because the layout they have used, the colors they have used, it is good. So you can see this website also. And next, Anmol, is this for DSA? Yeah, it's for DSA. Sir, any coding game website kind for learning data structures? Now I have shared some. This website is there, right? When you keep on going on levels, there you will encounter data structures also in this website. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, then next moving forward, I told you that look at other people's code. In the same way, you also open other people's GitHub accounts. You see their code and you try to learn their code, but don't copy their code, because I will guarantee you, copying code from internet will be very tempting. Everyone feels like copying the code and pasting it and completing the solution will be very easy and it will be very tempting. But trust me, I have also come from that place. If you do that, you will lose the skill of problem solving. You will lose that skill. Searching in internet is not a bad thing. Every developer does that. Even I does that. Even if my company asks for me to write a logic, if I having some trouble to find, I'll search in internet. But the process should be like, you have to search in internet, you have to understand their code. You have to understand how they have written, what they have written, and then you copy that code, you try to adapt that code, you try to improve that code. What they have written may not be the right code. There may be some bugs in that code. You need to fix them, you need to update the code, and then you have to use it. And also, when you are using someone's code, and you have to always thank them for that, keep a message like before using that code also. For example, there are some GitHub repositories where at the down they will be saying that it is licensed. It is licensed. For example, these are some of the things that are licensed. So before using them, just give them a note. Like ask them, sir, I'm working on this. Can I use your code? Just ask them humbly. Most of the time they will agree for that, because keeping in our repositories, they will get nothing. So trying to help is a better thing. So most of the time they'll agree for that. They'll give you. So thank them for that, or else follow them back or give them a like something. So some gesture, it will be good. So yeah, read other people's code in this way. Just open GitHub and try to read other people's code. For example, if you are doing a factorial, see factorial in internet. Try to understand in how many different ways they have solved factorial problem. Like that, you can learn a lot of coding. You will understand different ways of solving that problem. Next is code challenges. I've already talked about it. There are a lot of coding challenges in internet, and there are a lot of websites you can make use of them. Just it helps you to train your brain. And next is reading books and solve examples. This is another important thing, because before starting coding, I told you, right, you have to learn about flowchart, problem solving, data structures. You have to make your basic stuff very good. So for that, you can read books. If you're a book lover, read books, or else go to internet and find articles, or do some kind of coding and all. But reading books is also a helpful thing. If you are into books, read books, because it gives a lot of technical knowledge. Next is clean code. Clean code is nothing but writing code is different from clean code. For example, you can all write code, but that code should be like, it should be optimized. It should be good for others to understand. So that is what cleaner code is. it indirectly it is saying like you need to use less logic to come up with that solution. For example, if I want to go to some area, some location, there will be multiple paths. Finding the shortest path to reach there is nothing but your clean code. Finding the easiest way to get to that solution. Next is again design patterns. There are a lot of design patterns like again your paradigms and all. Paradigms and design patterns are similar, like your brute force greedy approach algorithm. I may confuse some of you right now, but when start coding and getting into the curriculum of AlmaBetter, you'll come to know more and more. So that you need to know design patterns also, like brute force and all. You need to know. And some additional tips I can give you is. At the time of solving exercises, don't skip the questions, because I have seen this, some of my colleagues and some of my friends also, what they do is when they start coding the questions, right, whenever they find a difficult question, they just simply skip it. Don't ever do that. Don't simply skip the questions. Try to solve it. What happens in the worst case scenario? No one is going to scold you, right? So go to LeetCode or any website. Another website I used is HackerRank, because HackerRank gives you free certificates also once you complete something. Let me log in for developers. Yeah, you can see here also. I have completed few of them. You can get to this website, and there will be something called problem solving. First, try to complete this problem solving session. After completing, you will be earning stars for this. You can showcase those stars to your friends, or you can keep it in your resume everywhere. So yeah, you can make use of this website. There is something called Certify. These are the certifications that I completed. You can also write exams on this, and you can get your skills certified. So this is another good website. And one of our friend is also suggesting Free Code Camp. Yeah, Free Code Camp is also another good website that you can use. Free Code Camp, you can make use of this website also for practicing your coding. And also, maybe for you guys are new, like there was previous session, there was previous batch I have taken. In that, I have given them a GitHub repo which consists a lot of JavaScript programming questions to solve. And what I have told to them is like, you solve that question, and after solving that question, you copy that code and paste it in your repository. In that way, the number of commits, the number of things you do in a day will be increasing. And even interviewers or anyone, employers, that when they see your repository, it will be good, because every day you're solving. So it makes a good impression. Send the links, sir. Problem solving link. Yeah, this is the website, JS Challenger. One of our friend has sent in the chat. I'm sorry. Oh, I think I did not copy it properly. Yeah. Why it's not opening to me? Yeah, this is the website that we are talking about, jschallenger.com. This is what I suggested from the previous batch, because it's a really great website for learning JavaScript. If you see LeetCode and all, that is a mixture of different type of programming languages that we don't need right now. That's the reason you may get confused. But this website is primarily built for understanding JavaScript. It has dates, the DOM, which is really important. There is also challenges. So make use of this website. What you do is, after completing after solving one problem, you copy that code and go push it to your GitHub. That is what I suggest. And someone in the chat has also asked for free certification websites for web development. You can make use of the HackerRank, complete HTML, CSS, and JavaScript there, and you'll be receiving a website, and you'll be receiving a certificate. Yeah. So next. Yeah, the next is like, have patience while solving the question. Again, I'm telling you, when you someone is asking the link actually. What link? This link are you talking about? Okay, okay. I think you're asking about the hacker rank. Yeah, here you go. So just make use of this website. Here, it's a really great website. That is the reason I told my previous batch to make use of this website and complete the problem. So yeah. Next, where we are, have patience while solving the question. Trust me, in the starting you will not be able to solve the problems, all problems, but it's no problem, right? No one is going to scold you, no one is going to tell you anything. Have patience, take time, take like 2 weeks of time or 1 month of time. Learn coding in a easy manner, in a slow pace. Don't rush things. Have patience. At the end of the day, at the end of completing your curriculum and all, you'll be in a greater position, that I can guarantee you, because patience is a key in learning program. If you rush things, you'll be forgetting things in the future. So yeah. Next is like, firstly you must go through the theoretical concepts. Again, I'm telling you, basics should be very strong, and consistency is the key. Means you need to code every day. And the theoretical part is almost over. Next we'll be going to direct coding, and I'll be showing you how to approach and all. Next, one small thing I wanted to talk is FAQs. These are the three questions that every student asks me. So I have written it here. How do I start coding? This is a very easy question. Like, everyone asks me the same thing. Firstly, you should ask yourself why you want to learn to code, because you have to have that end goal. Next, choose the right programming language. That is your JavaScript for now. Next, choose the right resources that which help you in learning. That is the resources I gave at the AlmaBetter curriculum and all. Next, start creating your own projects. Whenever you have free time, start creating your own projects and deploy it in GitHub, because when creating projects, you will come to learn more and more. Next, practice on someone else's code. I'll also go to GitHub, take someone else's code and practice on it. Try learn something new every day. That's what I can tell. Next, can coding make you rich? Your end goal should not be like becoming rich. Your end goal should be like becoming a good programmer, and ultimately you will become rich on that basis. So yeah. And yes, coding will make you rich ultimately. And is coding hard to learn? No, coding is not hard to learn. If you have patience and if you have the right resources, you can easily learn to code. And there are a lot of programming languages, but now we'll be preferring JavaScript. So that's the end of the theoretical things that I wanted to talk about. Let me see chat for a quick way, and I will proceed. Yeah, I'm sorry for that break. I just drank water. My throat was aching, that's why. So let's see the chat. After completing 5 months learning in AlmaBetter, is good to get certificate in HackerRank. Yeah, definitely. Like in AlmaBetter, after you complete HTML, just go to HackerRank and write that HackerRank HTML exam, and you'll be get certified. I have written those exams, and I have also checked the curriculum of AlmaBetter. The theory in both the things match. So once you've done it here, after going there, you'll be getting certified. Resources are great, but you can help us to schedule time for each. Like some of the members here are doing full time job and some. I'm really sorry, Saurabh, but what I have thought is like first off, like 1 hour, I'll be teaching. I'll be giving resources, and I'll be talking about the theoretical stuff, how to approach. And the second is like complete coding part, where I'll be giving you questions and I'll be showing you live coding and solving them, and also coming up with optimized solution. So that is what how I plan first half and second half. So first half is already completed. Now we'll be moving to second half only. And sorry, Saurabh, for that. Since I need to cover everyone, I have chosen this path, but I understand, because you may already know this theoretical part, but I understand. I'm really sorry for that. Next is a challenging day keeps ignorance away. Yeah, nice one. Send this Word doc, sir. Yeah, someone is asking to send Word document. I'll be sending it. Just one second, I'll be sending it. Where it is. Okay, I did not yet save this document. I'll just written it and kept it like that. I'm so sorry, sir. Again, I'm apologizing for that. But since to cover everyone, I have taken this path. But no worries. No worries, sir. Yeah, I'll send the document here. I don't know why it's not uploading, but it's not uploading properly. But I'll share it to you afterwards also. Should be core language like learn C++ or JS is JS is enough. Since you are getting into web development, JavaScript is enough. After going to, there is something called backend also in this curriculum. At that point, you can learn other programming language. But for now, focus only on JavaScript. Learn data structures also in JavaScript. How much time of coding should I do as I'm also working a job? Even I also doing a job, Saurabh, but my suggestion would be is like after your job is over, right, at 6 o'clock like that, just spend half an hour or 40 minutes is enough. That is what consistency is. Doing taking less time, but you have to do it every day. Like how you do gym, right? How you exercise, you can do for small time, like 20 minutes is enough, but you have to do in a consistent manner. So I suggest you is like code for short amount of time, like half an hour or 1 hour, and you do it consistently every day. That would be great. Sure, no problem. Thank you for that. And sir, you're sharing excellent knowledge. Yeah, but I have to see that all are getting informative. So yeah, all should be happy regarding this, right? That's the thing. Destination is for 2 or 3 hours. It's about 2 hours. First hour I completed the theoretical part. Second hour will be questions and the live code. I'll tell you that. Can you please tell how to push code from VS Code to GitHub? Actually, there is a complete session on that. If you don't know, like some of you may don't know about GitHub, so I understand. Just click on repository here. I'll just tell you in a short manner because I don't know how to waste time now. So here, create a new repository, give a repository name. Repository name is like a folder name, and just click on create repository. For example, for you, I'm creating one repository like temp, temp1. Okay, create repository. The repository will be created. Here you will be having some commands which helps you to push the code, or you can also use this thing here, upload an existing file. If you don't want to use this commands, use this thing called upload an existing file, and a pop-up will be opened, and you can just copy this code and you can paste it here. I mean, you can copy that file and you can paste it here, like how you upload in your Google Drive and all, the same way. So I think you understood now, Ajibala, how to push code in GitHub. Oh, you're asking me from VS Code. I'm so sorry, I did not see VS Code. In VS Code, there is something called source control. You should use terminal for it, or else it takes time now to explain. Actually, I have to take repository data to show you. But in the curriculum, there is about VS Code, and I'll definitely talk at that time. I'll definitely tell you. Next is drive link should work. Yeah, drive link should also work. How important JS for blockchain? No, but if you've done JS, you can make use of JS for anything. So it may not be a problem. You can learn JS and you can use it anywhere, even in blockchain. So it will be good. This one is easy to learn HTML, JS, etc. What's your point of view? Srinivasan, since I think you're from a Python guy, but Python, what I say is like Python is not a complete programming language because it makes things easier. If you are a Python guy, I suggest you to learn JavaScript again because Python is as a language on type of a language, because whatever you write in Python, it is again compiled by C or C++, and then it is moved to the actual code. Then it will be interpreted. So Python is not a complete programming language. it makes things easier. You will not be understanding logic, or you will really not be understanding the data structure complexity in Python. So I request you to again learn JavaScript. But since you already know Python, converting from Python to JavaScript will be easier for you. And yeah, you can do that. Do we need Python knowledge? No, in the curriculum, blockchain will be taught to you, and it will be already taught by JavaScript, I think so. Next, what other technologies required to learn to become good blockchain developers? Oh my God, you all are going to blockchain right now, but what my suggestion is, since unless and until you're really good at full stack web development, don't really go to blockchain. It should be in a straight manner. First you have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, frameworks of JavaScript, databases, like that. It should be a right manner. If you directly go to blockchain, then you will be missing out few of the things in the starting, and that is what I'm telling. Basics should be strong first. Once you have the basics strong, then you can explore bigger technologies. Any best resources to learn blockchain? Again, right now I can't give you that, but during the curriculum, at the time I'll definitely give you. JavaScript is used only for front end or back end. It can be used for both. That is what I'm telling. Learn JavaScript. It is enough. KBA.ai. I don't know what KBA.ai is, but both hyperledger will be clear. Yeah, maybe. Is it okay to write JS code in Atom editor? I never used Atom, but I think you can write. Just try it out. But if you are a JavaScript guy, VS Code is the best. VS Code is the ultimate editor for JavaScript, HTML, CSS. It is the ultimate thing. It was built for them. You could upload the document in a GitHub repository. Yeah, I'll try to hand over the document to you in other ways possible. I'll use that. Use it. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, it's for free. You can do that also. Oh my God, there are a lot of messages coming in, and if I go on, it takes time. But I'll stop for now, and I will show you the code. I will show you what we are going to do now, and after that, again, I'll see the chat for sure. So because since 1 hour is completed, we'll go there. And yeah, the second document is the questions. So I myself has has taken some time. Like I have took around 1.5 day, like 2 days of time to just give you these 3 questions. I have prepared them because these 3 questions are asked by Google and Amazon in their actual interview process. By searching a lot of internet, by searching, going deeper and deeper, I have found these questions. And in bigger companies, there will be a interview challenge where there will be a whiteboard. Even if you apply for Google and if you go for Google interview, there will be a whiteboard on the interviewer table and all. There will be giving this kind of questions, and they will be asking you to write logic of that question. They will not be asking you to write the program, solve the program. They will not be telling you to do that. They'll be just asking you at least verbally tell the solution of it, means how you are going to approach it, or at least do something on the whiteboard that will solve the problem. You have to come up with a solution to how to solve this kind of question. Just you need to tell them verbally, or you have to do that in the whiteboard, just in a pseudocode manner or in a flowchart manner. You have to show them. You have to tell them the different kinds of possible solutions. These are actual questions that are asked by Google and Amazon. These are actual questions. These are real questions that are really asked by Google and Amazon. I have searched and I have brought it for you. So yeah, now we'll be going through each question, and I will show you like how to come up with solutions for these kind of problems. By now, first try to read the question. That was obvious. That was what I have told you in my previous document. You have to read the question, like given we have to understand like what they have given. Okay, they have given array of integers. So the input will be an array of integers. The array of integers name is nums. So whatever they're giving, the name is nums. Consider it like that. And an integer target. They will be giving an integer target also. It will be an int value. So what we know from this first half line is they will be giving an array of integers, and they will also be giving a single integer. So we will be having two inputs here. Next, what we have to return, we have to check. We have to return indices. Indices as nothing but the not the actual value, but the position of this values. For example, this position is 0, this position is 1, this position is 2, this position is 3. So we have to return those indices values. For what? Return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So what we understand from this one line is like, we will be getting integer array of integers and the target as an input, and we have to return indices of that array where that those two numbers, the values of the two indices when added should give us a target value, target value. Here it is 9, so we have to come up with a target value 9. Did you understand the question, or shall I repeat it again? You understood this one line, right? What we want. I'll be just opening the chat. Oh, okay, you're asking me to zoom. I did not see the chat. Yeah, I'm zooming it. I did not see the chat. Sorry for that. Once again, I'm explaining you the question because some of you did not understand. So, what the question is saying is like, the interviewer will be giving us an array of integers which is named nums. For example, take an array of integer nums and also a target integer. A variable called target, and it has some integer value. So ultimately you will be giving one array of integers and a target value, and we have to return indices. Indices is nothing but, for example, if you see here, the position of 2 is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. If you say nums of 0 means 2, nums of 1 means 7. Indices is nothing but the position, the position inside that array. Did you understand, right? Position inside the array, that is what indices is. And we have to see that, if, for example, here output is there, right? Output is 0 and 1. The output is 0. 0 in the sense this location. The 0 means this location, this 2. Now 1 means this location, 7. Now what is 2 plus 7? It is 9. It is satisfying the problem. Like that we have to see, because nums of 0 means nums of 0, that is 2, and nums of 1, that is 7, will be equal to 9. That is why we have to return 0 and 1. In the same way, this is second example. There is an integer array 3, 2, 4, and the output is 1 and 2. What is 1 here? 2. Because this is the 0th value, 0th index. Wait, let me use my pen here. I can't write it here actually. Okay. Where is this? So, what is the first index is? This is, why it's not writing. There's no pen here actually. That's bad. So, this is the 0th index. This is the first index. This is the second index. When we are saying 1, 2, 1 means 2 here and 2 means 4 here. This is the 0th position. This is the first position. We are talking about 1. First position is 2. So second position is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. We are getting that output 1, 2. Did you understand the question now, or if you still want, I'll repeat it again. I'm seeing the chat. If you still did not get the problem exactly, I will explain to you again. Please do someone confirm me. Yeah, some I have understood, but still some are facing problem. So yeah, again I'm telling you, again and again I'm telling you, the interviewer will give you an array, an integer array, and they will also will be giving you final integer. So in this integer, okay, now tell me, I'm giving you 2, 7, 11, 15. Answer in the chat also. I'm giving you 2, 7, 11, 15. Now I'm telling you, using these 4 numbers, you have to add 2 numbers in these 4 numbers, and you have to give me answer 9. What are the 2 numbers that you will add? Answer me in the chat. I want, who did not understand? Whoever, someone said, please, Sakshi Kohli, I want you also to answer this. because you did not get. So now you have answered right, 2 and 7. Because why you know 2 and 7? Because you know that when 2 and 7 are added, you will get 9. But the output that we have to give is like the position of 2 and 7. The position of 2 is 0 because this is the starting, and starting we say it as 0. We will be counting from 0 in programming languages. So the starting is 2 and the position of 2 is 0 and the position of 7 is 1. That is why we are giving output as 0, 1. Because in Google and Amazon, if you go to other companies, they'll ask you to print 2, 7 only. But they will go somewhat advanced and they'll ask you to print the location of that 2, 7. So the position of 2 is 0, the position of 7 is 1. So that is what we are doing. Yeah, exactly. Now I think you got my point, Sakshi. So num of 0 and num of 1. I think you only asked me, right? To repeat. So now I think everyone has understood the question properly, because now I will start coding, and if you did not understand the question, it will become a problem. That's why. So that's the thing. And with this, that is what the first line tells you. This is how you have to read the question. You have to read the question multiple times. Now you move to the second line. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution. What they are telling is there will be only exactly one solution that will be printed as an output. That means if there is 2, 7, right, there will not be any values like 4, 5 here. If there is 4, 5, there are again two possibilities, 2, 7 and 4, 5. But since there will not be any 4, 5, there will not be second solution. In every array, there will be only one solution. We have to assume that. And the next thing what they're saying is, and you may not use the same element twice. For example, if there are 2, 7, 7, you need not print 2, 7, 7. 2, 7 is enough. You may not use the same element as we cannot use it twice. So that is what second line does. Next, the third line is that you can return the answer in any order. Any order means you can print it as 1, 0 or 0, 1, no matter. You can print it in any order. So this is how you will read a question. This is how you will read a question. You will first read line by line. You have to understand what the inputs are. You have to understand what the output are and what are the things that happens in between them. And during the interview, you should also ask them questions. Like you should ask them questions like, what if this array is empty? What if my target is empty? What if there are negative values? What if there are composite values? What if there are divisions? Well, something. Ask them some questions, because that tells them how much you're investing on the question, how much you're interested in solving the problem. So always try to ask questions during the interview when they ask you to solve a problem. In the chat, there are some questions like, in coding, nothing is more hard than problem question. Yeah, once you understood the question, it is over. The game is done. 60% of work is done. So understand the question first. Next, can we have negatives inside the array? For this question, no. But that's a good question. Like these kind of questions, you should ask the interviewer. It gives you good marks. Whenever an interviewer asks you questions, right, you have to ask them. And here, for answering those kind of questions only, I have written constraints. Constraints is nothing but the nums dot length. Means the size. The size of this length is always in between 2 and 104. It is always in between 2 and 104. And yeah, nums of I. The values inside I will be from -109 and it will always be less than 109. Now, when solving the problem, I'll keep in mind only for positive values. But when in Google, when they have asked, right, they have also said that up to -109, there will be negative values also that are possible. That is what constraints means. Constraints means the additional data that was given to the question. Next is like the target value will also be in between -109 and 109. So this is what the constraints that you need to use for the problem, and there is only one valid answer always exists. Now we'll start coding, and let's see the chat before that. The need to start from the end time, right? Yes, it starts from -109 and it will go to 109. The values will be in between. There will be no negative indices. Indices will not be negative. It will always start from 0. Right. What does constraints mean? Constraints are nothing but the additional data that was given to the problem that will help you to solve the problem. For example, if I don't have these constraints here, how you will know the maximum length of the array that may be given by the interviewer? These are like the conditions. The nums dot length, this length, the size of this array will always be in between 2 and 104. And the integers in this array will always be in between -109 and 109. Like that, these are some conditions and constraints. There are some extra data that you will be using to solve the problem. Means here now we know that there will be negative values also. So you have to write code that also suits for negative values. Means there may be scenarios like -2,7, -11. This kind of data is also possible. So you have to keep in mind these also. So once I'm seeing the chat, if there is anything important to be discussed. Actually, I missed a lot of chat in between. After maybe some time, I will go back again and I will answer your questions. Because when I asked you to input these values in the chat, I have missed the part, most of the part in the chat. I will try to answer them later. No worries for that. And yeah, coming to the coding part. So now what I'll be doing is I will try to solve this problem in brute force manner. And after that we'll try to solve it in optimized way. Because I don't think you will understand the optimized solutions right now. It will take time, but just I will show you it is possible. Now I'll start coding for this problem using brute force. And any one of you, I'm also think of it as a a request from my side. If any one of you wants to code along with me, you can also open your Visual Studio Codes or your online compilers and also start coding your own logic. Someone has already kept the code, like Abhinav. If you have taken it from internet, if you just copy paste it from internet, it is not a good thing. But if you have really coded this, I really appreciate you, Abhinav, for that. No, you're trying yourself. Then it's really a great thing. Abhinav has already started to do the code. It's a great thing. But we will also see how to, I'll just show you how I will code. Not the actual output, because I already know the actual output code, how it looks. But just I'll show you how I will come up with the logic and how I will write code. So I will name it as something like DoSum.js. Yeah, we have started. Now I will take input. For example, let's say since my input will be, I'll not be changing my array anywhere. I'll be using const here. We can also use let. I don't know if you know about let and const, but you will come up to know about them when you're using JavaScript. Again, you may ask me, sir, why you are directly going into code? That's a good question if anyone asked me. So before going to code, I will tell you how to solve this problem in a brute force manner. So the one way to solve this problem is, can anyone also suggest me how to solve this problem? Think that I don't know how to solve this problem in mind first. Think that I don't know how to solve this problem, and you help me now. You help me the logic. Just type the theory how you are going to solve the problem. Just I'll be giving you 1 minute of time. Now it is 12:13. I'll talk about it in 12:14. In 1 minute, just type something how you are going to solve the problem. How you think that you may solve the problem. Just 1 minute time. Now it's 12:14. Maybe I'll give 12:15. Just do that. Someone is asking for a break, but I don't know if I can give a break. I don't know about that. But yeah, you can see nested for loop. Yeah, you can also use nested for loop for that. Nested for loop is one way. No. We'll talk about the logic, not the coding part. Like how they generally tell me how you will be adding. For example, just forget that you're coding. Just forget. That's the first thing. Just forget your coding. Just your friend comes and tells you, Array, I will give you 4 numbers, 2, 7, 11, 15, and I want the number 9. You have to add only 2 numbers and you have to give me the value 9. Give me those 2 numbers that gives me 9. How you will think? You will think like, 2, 7, 11, 15. 2, 7, 2 plus 7, 9. Okay. 2 and 7 are answers. Next, 2 and 11. It is becoming 13. It's not the answer. 2 and 15, it is 17. Like that you will see, right? You will add 2 with every number. You will add 7 with all the numbers. And you will check, you'll keep on checking until you get the answer, right? That is what happening in our code also. So yeah, a lot of you are actually giving me different ways to solve the problem, and I'm really thankful for that. And yes, all your, let me read it. That is right. We can use operator to add and get the output. In a way, it is also right. We'll be adding plus anyway. The first number of the second number we can also do. Yeah, that's right. Target minus each number. Check if it's like this. Yeah, Alexander, this is also right. We can what we can do is we can minus 9 minus 2. We can do 9 minus 2. It is 7, and we can just simply check if 7 is there in this array or not. We can also do check that. Yep. All are everyone already started to solve the problem. We are getting there. I am really happy for that. And yeah, so let's start the problem now. Since we have understood how to code the problem and what to code, we'll do that. Guru Sushesh is saying like switch case where if a plus b equal to 9 or a minus b equal to 9. No, actually, like okay. You're also consider negative values and they maybe like minus 2 and plus 7. Okay, I understand, but maybe yes, we can also use switch case under your scenario. But now at present, I'll be not using that. Let's start coding. So yes, let's just see how I code and what are the principles that I use in code, and you'll come to know. So first we have to initialize the array. That is nums array. We'll give some values. What are the values that are present here? 2, 7, 11, 15. But we already know the output is 0, 1. So we will take some other value like 1, 3, 7, 9, 2. Let's take it like that. And observe how I'm writing the code and where I'm giving spacing and everything. Because in this way, you will come to know where to give space, what kind of variable names you have to use and everything. Because anyone who other than your screen isn't entirely visible. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll zoom it a little bit. Are you able to see the code, right? Are you able to see my code properly, right? Next is like, now we have initialized our array. Now we have to initialize our target. What is our target? So again, I'm using const because these are the two values which I will not be changing anywhere. These are fixed values. That's why I'm using const. If you want to change them, you can use let. So I'm saying like target to find. Because why I'm writing target to find is like if any other person comes to see my code, he will right away understand what I am doing. Let's just give a number 11. Is 11 possible here? Yeah, 2 plus 9 is 11, right? So it is possible. Let's continue with this. Next, another, I have to write one function for that because whenever you are trying to solve a problem, always write it in functions. If you don't know about functions, it is not a worry. I will tell about it. Functions is nothing but it is a piece of logic that you can be called easily. For example, I'll write here. Again, call method I will not be changing anything. Find to sum. It is a function, and it will take two parameters. That is our what we say, our array and our target. And this names and this names can be different. It's not a problem. That's why I'm showing you like this. This name and this name can be different. And next, what we do, what we thought first thing is like we have to loop, right? We have to loop inside. We have to find each 2, 7, 11, 15. So we have to loop inside. Is there a Jamboard I can use? Jamboard. 1 second, I'll try to make use of it. So now we have 1, 3, 7, 9, 2. Okay. Now our final output should be 11. This is our target and this is our array. Now what we do is we'll keep a pointer here. Pointer in the sense it's like a index value that will be keep on moving. Means first we will start from here. We'll start from here and we'll keep and we'll see that for example what I say. How we do? Yeah, we'll keep a pointer here and we'll go through each one of this thing, right? First the pointer will be on 1, next it will be on 3, next it will be on 7, and next it will be on 9, and next it will be on t. Someone suggested me like target minus number. Someone suggested me in the chat. I'll be going with that kind of thing because that is much simpler. Alessandro suggested me that target minus each number because that would be a little bit easy. So what I'm going to do is first this point right 1. I'll be doing my target minus that value 11 minus 1 equal to 10. Now I will see that if 10 is there in this array. Is 10 there in array? No, right? For finding the if 10 is there in the array, we'll be having second pointer called P2. I know some of you are getting confused here, but please do bear with me. We'll be using 2 pointers here. One will be on the first index, and second will be on the second index starting, and we'll be minusing 11 minus 1, and the answer will be 10. And using the P2, we'll be going through each one of this. We'll see that is here 10 is there, not there. We'll move P2. P2 is now here. Is it 10? Not there. Now we'll move P2. Is it 10 here? Not there. Now we'll move P2. Is 10 here? Not there. So P2 is, I started from there and it went to end of the array. Now we have to move P1. Since with 1 it will not work. 11 minus 1 is 10 and 1 will never work. So remove 1. Now move P1 to P1 to this second location. The second location, and now see 3. Now we do 11 minus 3. What is 11 minus 3? 8. So is 8 here? Again do P2 and search for 8. 8 is not there. Now move P1. P1 is 7. 11 minus 7, which is 4. Is 4 here? Not there. Now again move P1. 11 minus 9. It is 2. Now P2 will find 2 and that will be the answer. The answer will be 2 and 9, but we not want the indices value, so the answer will be 3, 4. That is how we have to come up with the solution. If you don't understand, you can also check the recording session again. I hope you'll understand again, or else I will write the code right. You will understand there itself. Let's do the first loop. That is the first pointer. Or now here I will be using let because I will be changing that variable. P1, that is a pointer 1, equals to 0. Next P1 is less than nums dot length. That is until and then the length of the size, it should be less than that. I'm doing this coding in keeping in mind you already know for loops. If you don't know for loops, please do tell me, because this is coding is all on for loops. I'm using a nested for loop and I'll be solving this. So if you don't know for loop, please do message in chat. Number to find. And this all comes in practice. I'm just coding in so happily, like I'm just coding without anything, right? That comes to practice. At first, even I not used to code like this. I used to take time, but since I know what I'm doing, it is very easy to me now. So Mm, so till now what I have done is, it is Jamboard. I have taken a pointer and I'm going through each number and I'm subtracting this target minus that value. That is what I'm doing till now. That is what this target number to find is target minus that value. Nums of P1 is that what the value present in that location. Next, another for loop, inside for loop for pointer 2. We discussed about pointer 2, right? Again, I'm telling you, if you have not understand the actual solution, don't worry, but just to see how I am coding, how I am coming with a solution. Just understand that what I am doing. First step, what I have done is like I have written the logic. I have normally said what I'm going to do. Then based on this logic, I started implementing the actual code. That is how you will be doing. So yeah. And pointer 2 should always be one step forward of pointer 1. Since pointer 1 is in first location, pointer 2 should always start with the next location of pointer 1, right? So we will be doing P1 plus 1. Next, we have to see that P2 should also be less than nums.length. It should not exceed, right? It should not move forward. Nums.length, and we'll be incrementing P2. Now, what P2 does is like we have to find if this value, if this 10 is there in this subarray, means 3792 is there, no? If 10 is there in this location, 10 is not there, 8 is not there, 4 is not there, it should find like that. It should again go one by one and search for it. For that, we will be using an if condition. If number to find equals to, I need exact equal to, that's why I'm using 3 equals to, it's an assignment operator. I'll talk about it later. And if it is equal to the exact of P2, then we will be returning. I know some of you are getting confused, but please do see how I'm coding that. So that would be enough for this session. Later, when you become good at programming, you can learn more about it. Now we come out of both the returns, and we have to say return null because the answer is not found at that scenario. And yep, the function is over, and we have to call it now. We have to call it like console.log find to sum. We'll be passing nums array and also target to find. Yep. We will save it and we will run it. Now again, I'm telling you the output should be like 3, 4 because the third position 0, 1, 2, 3, the third position and the fourth position. We will see whether the answer is 3, 4 or not. If the answer is 3, 4, the logic which I have written is right, and we'll test this logic with different scenarios that I will talk about. Now just run it for now. The answer is exactly 3, 4, which means the logic that I have written is right. If you want, I will give this logic also. But now it is not needed for you. But yeah, that is how we will write code, and we'll test this with different scenarios. Now, what the different scenarios is like, maybe this array is empty. We will see what happens if this array is empty. It is null. Because the answer should be null, right? Because they have not provided us with any nums of array. That's why I have written this line. Written null in line number 16 because they did not find anything. That's why it written null. And if you find any more scenarios, you can ask me in the chat. We'll try it out. And one more scenario is like the answer itself is not present. Change it to 8. Now here the answer is not present, and we'll run the code. Now it is 1, 3. I don't know why 1, 3 came. By 1, 3, 0, 1, 3. First position is 3. Third position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Acha, okay. Now, since I changed it to 8, this 3 and 8, 3 plus 8 is 11. That's why my answer changed 1,3. Now, like I want a scenario where 11 is not possible at all. Let's keep it 2. Is 11 possible anywhere? No. Now we will run it. See, again, the answer is null because it's not possible. Now I'll see chat if there is any more scenarios that I can try. Okay, Abhinav is saying like, but if the target is the sum of only first number, let's say in another array example, first number is 2 and target is 4, then we need to start second loop from starting 2. I did not get what is the first target. Is the target is the sum of only first number. Okay, let's see that. If I have given 11 here and my target is also 11 here, let's see what happens. Maybe it will break, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, if it is breaking, because it is a condition, it should always add 2 numbers, and this will not work because in the condition it is set, right, in the document. 2 numbers. It is a condition, like it is 2 numbers. So, but what if the target is the sum of only first number? Let's say another example. First number is 2 and the target is 4. Okay, you want me to give it like this, right? This is 11 and the target is 22. Are you saying this? Abhinav, are you saying like the first numbers or second numbers give the value 22? No, only first number is 11. Okay, and this is 3. Now we want the target is 22. Are you asking me that? Yes. Then there is no possibility, right? 11 plus nothing gives you 22. So how it will be null? There's no possibility for answer here. It will be null. That is what the answer is. Because we need to add 2 numbers. Adding any 2 numbers will give you 22. No, right? So the answer is null. And that is how we will solve a problem. Now, I'm giving you a challenge. Is like, now this there will be something called time complexity and space complexity. The complexity of this particular solution is O of n2, O of n square, because they are using for inside a for loop. Can you, any one of you, without using internet, I want you to solve this problem without using nested for loop. Forget this for loop. Don't use 2 for loops. Now I have used 2 for loops, right? Don't use for loop inside for loop and come up with a solution and give me in chat. Anyone? I'll give you, just tell me how to do that at least. Maybe there was short time, so. Or else I can give this to you as a homework also, but anyhow I will show you. I will show you how to come up with a less complex manner. I'll show you. So if you got something, just keep it in chat, or else I will tell you now. So the other solution that we can talk is like, we can create another array by recursion. Now recursion also takes a lot of complexity other than recursion. I want other than recursion and no for inside for loop. I want something like that. You can increase space complexity, but don't increase time complexity. I want that. If you still want to try it, give it in chat, or else I'll start telling because time is short. So the other solution that we can come up is the optimized manner, because the solution that we used here is brute force, because we are going one by one. It is the solution is right, but the way we approach is also right, but at the end of the day, it is not a better solution. The better solution that I can think of right now is like creating another array. In this array, let's name it as nums map. This is an empty array. Think of it like that. Now, we have 13792 and the target value is 11. Now, what I'm going to do is, I will do 11 minus 1, which is 10. Now, I will keep that 10 here. Okay, I'll keep that 10 here, comma, then 8. We'll be minusing, right? 11 minus 3, 11 minus 7, 11 minus 9, 11 minus 2. So I'll keeping that values here, 10, 8, 10, 4, 2, and 11 minus 2 is 9. I'll create an array here in this way. Now what happens is in the first iteration, only in first for loop, 11 minus 1 is 10. So we will write 10 here. Next we'll move to the second one. Is 3 equal to 10? Is 3 there in this array? Not there, right? Then I will do 11 minus 3, which is 8. I will keep that 8 in this array. Okay. Now I will check if 8 is there in this array. It is not there. 7 is equal to 8. It's not, right? So 8 is not there. Now I will do 11 minus 7. It is 4. I will push that 4 here. Is 4 there in this array? Not there. So then I'll do 11 minus 9. 11 minus 9 is 2. Is 2 there in this array? It is there, right? It is there. 2 is there. So I will print this location and the ninth location, this location. It will be 3, 4 again. So I know some of you may get easily confused because of this optimal solution, but this is how, when you keep on practicing problems and when you keep on doing things, this is how your mind works. What I have done is, instead of increasing time complexity, I have increased space complexity by one array and then trying this problem. Now I will show you the less complex, the optimal solution. So what will be good, right? I will be keeping this as same, this also same, but I will be adding a new array. I told, right, I will be adding a new array, const nums map. Again, I know some of you may get bored and some of you may not actually understand this optimal solution, but I will provide you guys with both normal solution and optimal solution. I will provide you and you just go through it. You will run it and you see what I am doing. You just take a pen and paper and try to see what I am doing there. Then you will definitely understand. You'll get that, aha, the sir is doing this thing. You will get that aha moment at that time. So yeah, just see what I'm doing. Like for loop is same, but I told you, right, I will remove the second for loop. I don't want the second for loop at all. Without having to do with the second for loop, I will try to solve the problem. And no, I did not. Yeah, I have to remove this. Yeah. Now there is only one for loop, and now I'm going to solve this problem without using second for loop. See carefully what I'm going to do. I'll be doing the if condition. Current map value should be greater than or equal to 0. Means why I am doing this is because that I'll tell you. First I'll write the code and I'll tell you. Return the indices of current map value and what we want. We want the pointers value, right? We want the pointers value, that is P1. Else, if it is not empty and if it is not found yet, what we are going to do is const our number to find. It should be equal to target minus nums of what we say, our pointer. And the nums map of a number to find should be equal to P. I mean, it should be equal to, the P's value should go there, then only we are able to find on the top. It's returning null. Even I don't know what I have written is right. I have to test it. I'll run it now. I have to get 3, 4 now. Oh, there is an error here. Where is that? Near the if condition. Why? Did I do anything wrong there? Can someone see, like, it is pushing me an error here? Can someone tell me why it is? Saved it again. Current map value is not defined. Oh, I'm so sorry. Current map value is not defined. Yeah. That's my mistake. I have to define current map value, right? Before defining it, I started writing. So I have to name it outside. but for loop is 0, but for loop should take it, right? So I'll be initializing it here. I'm initializing it here. Const current map val equals to nums map nums of pointer. And this one we are doing down, so here this is not required now. Yep, this seems good to me. Now we'll save it and run it. Again a problem. P. Where I written P? I forgot to write P1. So this is how you will debug your code. Whenever you write something wrong, right, you will understand this where you are writing wrong, and you have to fix it. This is also part of problem solving. So another good thing to learn. It is null, but why? This is how you will go through actually. You will be like, okay, I changed the values, right? That's my mistake again. 137. What's the number I have given before? 137. 92, right? 13792. And the target value that we have given is 1. Yes. 13792 and 11. Yeah, now we will see if it is working or not. And yep, it is working. 3, 4 is coming, and I have done it without using nested loop. Means I have not used another for loop, but still the answer is coming. This is what we call an optimal solution. And to write optimal solution, you need, trust me, you need a lot of practice. Even when I started coding, I could not even write normal code also. But when I practice with a lot of practice, without my mind just works like that. My mind, it's like a reflex to me. The values, the thing that I have to type actually comes to my mind. That is what the power of practice does. You'll actually know what to do inside your mind. In this code, what is happening is we will here it is hard for me to explain. I'll go to whiteboard. We are creating a separate array. We are saying if 10 is there, 8 is there, 4 is there, and when 2 comes, 2 is already present. So that is how it works. And in the chat, someone has given us a simple code. We'll also see his code. This is our friend's code he has given us. I'm copying that code and we'll paste it, and then we will see. Maybe you can also write better code than me. I'm not saying I am the only person who can write better code. There are a lot of ways to write better code, and you can also write that. I'm just saying that. But you need a lot of practice for that. I'm not able to copy properly. Why? I'm not able to copy. I'm so sorry, Aman Kumar. I'm trying to copy, but it's not getting copied. I don't know why. Maybe you can send to me in another format or another way, not in chat, because I'm doing Control-C, but it's not getting copied. Maybe Zoom is not allowing me to copy. I can't do anything for that. See, it's not getting copied. It's only hacker rank again. Yeah, copying is not allowed in Zoom. But guys, how can I see that? If I type again, I will not have time for explaining these two questions. But let me check the code. At least let me check the code what you have written. You have taken an array. Okay. You are using only one for loop. But here you are using dot includes. That again, with it, dot includes also takes some complexity. Aman, it may be one line of code, but the dot includes has some another functionality. It is again a for loop. If you check how dot includes is implemented in the code, it is again a for loop. So again, you are using for inside a for. So the time complexity again is here O of n square. So you should not use dot includes and that kind of thing. It will increase your complexity. You should not use those kind of functions, and you should come up with the solution that you have written, right? Here I have not used any dot functionality. See, other inbuilt functions I have not used, only except dot length, which is O of 1. So you can You should not use dot includes in this kind of thing, because again it is a for loop only, for inside for. For learning JS and practice, it is easy to everyone. I am right. Who didn't know JS, it is black. Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm telling. Whoever does not know JavaScript, you may not understand this code better. But just to know the process I'm following to solve a problem. That is much more important. The main agenda of this session is that, right? The process and how you solve a problem. How you will come up with a problem. How you will come up with a solution to a problem. That is more important. So just I have shown you how I code and how I come up with the problem solution. You also use something like a white paper or a Jamboard or keep a notebook. Try to write it like this. Only after writing like this, I am able to come up with a solution. This is 80% of work. Again, I'm telling you, the scrap that I have written here, the gibberish, this is 80% of work. This is just 20% of work. This took me around 10 minutes to write and to explain, to understand what I'm doing. And this took me around 2 minutes of time. So you understand, right? This is more important than actual code. Yeah, I'll be sending all my documents to AlmaBetter and they will be sending you. And next is like all will be covered in AlmaBetter. Yes, all will be covered in AlmaBetter. I've gone through the curriculum. That's why I'm making sure that all will be covered and you'll be getting to know all those things. And Sakshi is asking like, can you please provide a Word document for all the links that you have used during the session? Yeah, I'll copy all the links and I'll provide the document. And Lokesh is asking like, along with solution, I'll do one thing. I'll create 2 documents, one with solution and optimal solutions, and one with only problem statements like this. Because at present I don't have solutions, I have to write it also. So for this I have written now, and this one even I don't know, but I have to write it. Because this one lively I have shown you, you can take this solution. And yeah, this document I'll share with you. What I'll do is I'll create a normal solution and then also an optimal solution, and I'll give you a second document so that you first try the document with only questions, then you go to the document with solutions and optimal solutions. That one I can suggest. That's next question is like a little unrelated question, but how can we attend classes from Mac OS? I think in Mac OS also there is a Zoom, right? You can attend from there. About AlmaBetter, okay. AlmaBetter, you can access it from any browser, from any OS. You can access it from anywhere. Even from your mobile phones also you can access. Yeah. So yeah, next going on. I hope that all of you have understood this question 1 and you are able to solve this. If you are still not able to solve it, not a problem, because you are still learning. And if you don't know JavaScript also, no problem. But this is the way we code. We first write it in a paper and then we start coding. All the good developers does the same thing. And yeah, if you didn't get the problem, not a problem. I'll share the Word documents with you. And after getting to know about JavaScript also, you can learn it. And next, another question I wanted to show you is, yeah, first we have to read the question. The first line of the question I'm going to read. First, the question is like, you are given an integer and an integer array height of length n. So what we understood is they will be giving an integer of array of height, the variable name is height, of length n. N will be something, they didn't give it. There are n vertical lines drawn such that the 2 endpoints of the ith line are I, 0 and I of height. Means what it is saying is, virtually you have to think like the above vertical lines. For example, 1 is there, right? You have to take a graph and you have to write 1, 8, 6, 2, 5, 4, 8, 3, 7. You have to imagine that. And next, find 2 lines. Here, I is like the position, comma, the height of I. That is what they're saying. Means 0th position, the value is 1. First position, the value is 8. Second position, the value is 6, like that. Again, I'm telling you, if you did not understand also, no problem. The first one is easy problem. Second one is medium problem. Third one is a bit hard problem. But if you understood this first problem, that is enough for me. I am really happy and I really consider all of you are smart if you understood the first problem. Because that is enough. Because since you all are beginning, you are all little children when compared to this web development world. If you really understand that, I am really more than happy. I have my work is done today. If you really understood the first question and how to approach it, that is enough for today. But I will show you the second and third questions also. The type of problems you may come across in Google and Amazon, in bigger companies. They will ask you. So you have to draw lines like this, and you have to find the maximum value that can be, for example, take this blue section as water. You have to find the maximum area that can be covered by this numbers. That is what you have to find. For example, take it as these are the bars and you poured water in it. You poured water in it and you have to tell me to what level and what is the maximum area that it can cover. That is what you have to tell me. So if anyone can try to solve the problem, I'm again giving you 1 minute, try to solve the problem, and if you are not, I will solve the problem. I'll tell you how to do it. అదే అంటున్నాను ప్రాబ్లం అంటే ఓపెన్ చేశాను అది మామూలు ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఇది కూడా ఇక్కడ వరకే ఉంది దీనికి జస్ట్ 50 తీసారు కదా అది ఆల్రెడీ అది కూడా ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది అది మీకు చేయలేదు So I think none of you are able to solve this. Nothing, but I just took time to write the explanation for you. That's all. So I think none of you. Does any? At least did you understand the problem? Can someone confirm that? No. Okay. So again, I'll tell you. No problem. Some has understood the problem, but some did not. That's not a problem. Again, I'm going to tell you. I'll just zoom a little bit out. The thing is, like, this is somewhat a medium problem. If you are new to JavaScript, if you're new to programming, I can understand. But this is a medium level problem. But still, I'll try to go through. Here we have given some inputs, right? They will be giving some inputs to us. Like, there is my pad. Clear the frame. So, for example, take an array again. 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, something 9. Now do a graph. This is imaginary part. This is the thing which they have given. Now this is the imaginary part we have to consider. Now name some values like this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And your x-axis is your location, that is 0th index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the 0th position is 4. Now raise a bar to 4. Your first position is 8. Raise a bar to 8. Second position is 1. Raise a bar to 1. Third position is 2. And fourth position is 3. Fifth position is 9. Now you have to pour water from the top. You have to tell me how much water it can store in between the bigger indices. So this is the bigger index, right? You have to tell me how much water which is possible here. the value of this water, how much it is, how much the capacity of water it can hold, the area of it. That is what it is saying. These two are the bigger things, right? This 8 and 7, these are the indices, and we have to tell them the maximum water it can store. Yeah, this is a complete array, and you can tell me what is the maximum amount of area of water that can be stored. Just simply give me that. Here you can see only this is the possibility. You consider this 8 and this 7, and if you pour water in between these two, only then you'll get the maximum capacity, which is 49, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 into 7 is 49. So that's how we will come up with it. Yeah, the x-axis has no unit. X-axis is the positions of that array. Next is like array index is x. Yes, array index is x. And this is how you have to understand the problem. I have taken some time, right? And that time, just 1 minute, 2 minute time I have taken, right? In that time, I have written the code in my another place. I'll paste it here because I don't have time to actually show you live coding. That's why I have directly pasted the code. I took the time and I have pasted the code here. We'll run it. The values I've given is 4, taken some random values, 481239. Just see. The value is 32. And actually the value is 32, or else we'll take the same array. I will also share this code with you because the time is short. I am doing like this. Please excuse me for that, or else I would have shown you live coding only. See 49. So what I have done is like again, where is that? What you have to come up is like you have to see the longest path, the longest bars here, and you have to see in between where you'll be getting the final value, the final maximum output. You have to check that and you have to print that. Yeah, someone here messaged in the chat, right? My domain has messaged the 8 into 5 will give 40, but 7 into 7 will give 49. That is the reason you have to check like that. Just simply see what are the maximum values here and see that if it is possible, and you are good to go. For example, here 8 into 8 is there, which is really higher than 49. But if you see 8 into 8, and if you pour water here, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 into 8, which is 40. So that is what domain is also saying. 8 into 5 will be 40, which is much lesser. But if you take longer one, 7 into 7 is 49, which is greater. L into B, yeah, that is what we are doing, length into breadth. If you see the code, you will understand I'm doing height into width and then finding out the maximum area. There is also an optimal solution for this, and the optimal solution also I have written. In the meantime, I have taken some break, right? At that time only I have written. When you practice like me, when you practice every day, getting these problems will be very easy for you. This is the optimal solution. And again, I'll copy the same array. Yes, I'll save it and I'll run it. Again, it's 49. So this is an optimal solution. I'm not using for inside for, but before I've used it. So yeah, this is how we'll come up with optimal solution and normal solutions. But you understood the first two sum dot JS, right? If you understood that and if you understood how I come up with the optimal solution, that is enough. This is a medium part of question, and third question is somewhat hard. Here you have to find every possible value where the water can be located. Means you have to pour water on top of it. For example, here it is there, right? You have to consider this value, this value, this value also. This is a bit hard question, but I'll give you this as a homework. Maybe in the next session, if you meet, you come up with a solution for this and give me that. I'll be very happy. Or I'm giving you 3 questions, right? For that, you come up with solution and optimal solution. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can message me there. I'll give my LinkedIn profile. Message me there. I want you all to solve these 3 problems. Search in internet also, it's not a problem. But come up with a solution and give it to me. I'll feel happy for that. This is my LinkedIn profile. After getting solutions of the problems, send it to my chat. I'll check the code. And if there is any possibility for still optimization, I will help you with that. And for all the regarding all the documents, I'll send to AlmaBetter, and they are going to send you. And yes, this is a time for quiz. And I hope you understood how to implement logic, how to think in a logical way for answering problems. The most important skill is to understand the question. In any programming question, you have to first understand the question, and you have to take a white paper and you have to write it in this manner, and only then you will come up with a logic. So I hope you got the point, and I think I made justice for this today's session. And yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, and we can have a quiz session now. And many of you are asking to send a link for the questions document. Again, I'm telling you, I'll send it to AlmaBetter, and they are going to send you all the documents that I'm going to share it with you. And I hope I gave you a lot of resources which are needed for your development world. Whatever the resources I gave you, please to save it somewhere, because you'll not be finding it that easy. And I hope I made you understand how to code better. And yeah, and if some of you did not understand the code that I have written, and if you did not understand the JavaScript part, I'm very much sorry for that. But once I can really guarantee you that once you start learning JavaScript, once you start learning programming, whatever I've spoken now, right, it will make sense to you. And that time you'll get that aha, that kind of moment you'll get, and you'll be happy with that. And yeah, yes, we can have the quiz session now. Who is going to take the quiz session? I don't know actually. If you
Hey Monesh.
Yeah, hello.
It's Yasham this side.
Yeah.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for this wonderful session. And
Yeah,
I hope that it is going to help the students a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll be having the quiz right now.
Yeah.
And first of all, if you haven't filled the feedback form yet, I am sharing it again. So it would be quite helpful for us to access that how the session are going and what kind of sessions you guys want. See, we have a separate this course named Web Dev Community Events. It would be visible on your dashboard. Previous recordings are also uploaded over there. And I'll do one thing. Let's have the quiz first, and then we'll share the link to the recordings as well. Not visible on the dashboard. Okay. So once you go to the dashboard, you need to go to the courses. And in the courses, when you scroll down, there would be an option named Web Dev Community Events. Okay, no worries. I'll get it shared over the community. Okay, be active over community, and we'll get this shared. So any of the previous quiz winners are present over here? Okay, great. Just a moment. So you are aware about it. On your browsers or your mobile phone devices, so just go to kahoot.it. I'll mention here. I'll be sharing my screen, and there will be a game pin that would be showing there. Go to kahoot.it, enter the game pin that is there, and there will be an option to provide your username, nickname or username. So you can provide your either your community ID or your email, AlmaBetter's registered email ID. Okay, just a second. So here is the game pin. Yes, you can enter your name. See, Balram, go to kahoot.id and then enter the game pin. Okay. Seems like most of you have joined. Shall I wait for somebody or shall I start with the quiz? Okay, then let's start. Still, people are joining in. Okay, then let's go ahead then. How to build logic for encoding question. This is the first question now. Which type of loop is best known for its Boolean condition that controls entry of the to the loop? Some of you got it correct. Moving to the next question. What is the output of the following program? So now nightmare is on the top. Which type of loop is best known for using an index or counter? Most of you got it correct this time. Okay, next question. What is the output of the following code? Okay, three correct answers in a row. Nice. We have a few messages over here. Just a second. What happened? So questions will be shown on my screen. Like you have to check the questions from here, and then you have to just click on the options that are available. But it's not showing all the options. In your screen, the question is not going to be displayed. You need to watch the questions from my screen and then answers on your device. Okay, so can we go ahead now? Okay, then what is the output of the following program? That's nice. So Mahesh is still on the top. Good going. Which type of loop is guaranteed to have the body execute at least once? Hmm, great. So Mahesh is maintaining the position. Next question. Which of the following can loop through an array without referring to the elements by index? So Mahesh, Gopal, and Kaushal. 3 questions to go. What keyword is used to end the current loop iteration and proceed execution with the next iteration of that loop? So we got 18 correct answers this time. Nice. Okay, second last question. What will be the output of the following program? Oh, 21 of you got with the first option. I think that was a tricky one. Okay, so we are coming to the last question of this round. Here we go. Which one of the following option provides the output of this program executed? So this is the program. Okay, so at the third position, we have Karthik. Second, Gopal. Oh, congratulations to all the winners. So the first position, Frank Freemanda. I think you won last time as well, or you were among the three. So I'll declare the prizes. It's like the first prize that's going to be worth 1,500 rupees. The second prize, Gopal, that would be worth uh, second prize for Gopal, that would be worth 1,000 rupees. And for Karthik, it's going to be 500 rupees. So we will be connecting with you. So Mahesh says ninth question is wrong. No worries. We'll connect with you. We have noted it. So congratulations to you all. And hope you enjoyed the quiz as well as the session. Okay, then. Thank you, everyone.